water, Michelle?
Well, hi everybody. Looks like we've got a problem with the lateral water hazard. My name's David Greenhill and I've got Doug O'Keefe and Michelle Huey here from Gulf Victoria for this rule segment about what to do when you get a ball going into a water hazard. Well, the first thing we need to understand is that there are two types of water hazards in golf. Water hazards are denoted by yellow stakes and or lines, and lateral water hazards are denoted by red stakes and or lines. And what we're dealing with here at the 16th hole at Commonwealth is a lateral water hazard. For both sets of water hazards, the first option available to the player under penalty of 1 stroke is to replay the stroke from where they last played the original ball. In this case it was a tee shot. So Michelle's first option is to replay this tee shot with a 1 stroke penalty. She'd be playing free off the tee. First stroke into the water hazard, 1 stroke penalty, the next stroke will be the third shot. There are some other options though that we could choose to follow under the water hazard rule, which is rule 26. First thing we have to be sure of though is, do we know or are we virtually certain that the ball went into the lateral water hazard? Did we see it go in, guys?
Absolutely.
I think we did. So we do have that proof of evidence that we can actually proceed under the water hazard rule in the first place. We do have some other options that are available to us where the ball last crossed the margin of the water hazard, and let's go down now and have a look at what those might be. Well, now we're down at the point where the ball last crossed the margin of the lateral water hazard after Michelle hit a tee shot. So it looks like it crossed around about here, which is along the natural limits of the lateral water hazard margin. So Michelle, to give us a reference point, I'll get you to pop a tee in there so that we can have something to go by when we're considering our options under the water hazard rule. Now all of these options are going to cost us 1 penalty stroke. The first option that we have is to line up the hole with the point where the ball last crossed the margin, which will create for us an imaginary straight line, and we can go as far back on that imaginary straight line outside of the lateral water hazard margin and drop a ball as far back as we like. So we could actually come back to, say, somewhere like here, which is lining up the hole and the point where the ball last crossed the margin, and we could drop the ball here. A little bit of a distance disadvantage to do that. Other options available to Michelle, because this is a lateral water hazard, are we could drop a ball within 2 club lengths of the point where the ball last crossed the margin, not nearer the hole. So Michelle, I'll get you to measure out 2 club lengths from that point for me here. Be careful not to measure closer to the hole because we're not allowed to do that. Michelle's measuring out the 2 club lengths there. She's going to pop another tee in. Now that's another option that's available to Michelle under a penalty of 1 stroke. We do have an extra option for lateral water hazard. We can find a point on the opposite margin of the lateral water hazard, equidistant to the hole from the point where the ball last crossed the margin, and we could drop a ball on that far side within 2 club lengths as well. Probably not going to be much of an advantage to Michelle on this occasion. So Michelle, you've got a number of advantages. You had the tee, replaying the tee shot under penalty of 1, straight line option, the 2 club length option. Which one would you like to pick?
I think I'll take the 2 club length option, please.
Take the 2 club length option. So Michelle now has to drop a ball within 2 club lengths of that point where the ball last crossed the margin of the hazard. So you'll recall, standing nice and tall, dropping the ball at shoulder height. That ball is now back in play, and as we can see, it's got a decent lie on some fairway height grass. It's cost Michelle a penalty shot to get the ball there, but hopefully now she can minimise the damage to the scorecard by selecting that water hazard option.